Cuy, ini lubangnya apa mana? Ini.
Beda. Type C. Itu buat handphone gua.
Type C Pak.
Nggak bisa. Pakai itu yang 3,5 mili, 3,5 M. Ini gimana nih?
Siapa yang mulai? Baru 3
bilang Eski belum nih. Siapa namanya, Neng? Ini gimana, Neng? Neng, gimana nih, Neng?
Apanya, Pak?
Nih, udah.
Backgroundnya Kak Yoman diminta jangan kosongan itu pakai virtual background di mana?
Virtual background di mana ya?
Ada di pantai apa? Kalau bisa ada tulisannya AsiaOne gitu. Bisa nggak?
Bisa, Man.
Muter ada di belakangnya kita. Ini.
Iya, yang bisa biasanya kan bikin tulisan.
Di bulan.
Di bulan. Enggak, lo ambil dari itu. Logo AsiaOne aja.
AsiaOne, iya, logo AsiaOne.
Logo AsiaOne aja download sebentar di jadi ya. Logo AsiaOne.
Mana aku pernah email apa ya?
Enggak lah sekarang aja bisa. AsiaOne konsultan.
AsiaOne kasih tahu.
Hanya ada logo.
Iya.
Itu search-nya dulu masuk ke Google dulu. Banyak
Yahoo enggak teman
teman kita yang
kok Gmail cuy. Google cuy yang paling.
Enggak, ini dia membelokkan sana. Bisa membelokkan.
Wow.
pakai di itu
AsiaOne
buat olahraga
itu kasih konsultan. Nah, itu.
Gimana caranya tuh?
Gambar.
Di save dulu.
Gambar. Yang mau yang mana?
Silakan.
Yang kiri. Ada. MS. Mandiri. Udah bukan tadi. Wih, buat di backgroundin.
Iya.
Ngeri.
Pak Misal minta di backgroundin jangan belakangnya putih aja ya gitu. Termasuk besok kalau waktu IG live Pak. IG live.
Kalau backgroundnya kayak gitu.
Kalau IG live nggak keluar ya.
Nggak keluar.
Jelek Pak, serius. Iya.
Nggak bisa.
Nggak bisa.
Nggak bisa.
Dikecilin nggak bisa.
Maksudnya backgroundnya gini kali. Bukan
Oh.
ini kan warna putih.
Bikinnya es. AsiaOne.
Iya.
Dia pakai baju
Karena dia
putih.
ketik ini. Ini cek ininya dulu nih, ganti warna. Ininya klik warnanya. Lu kok nggak bisa? Oh iya, ini misalnya ini. Nah, gitu cara deteknya. Dia cari warna. Oh ini.
Coklat tuh warnanya.
Kalau itu ada yang sama mukanya transparan.
Oh, briefing dulu loh Pak.
Ini udah bagus kali Pak. Soalnya nggak bisa, harus kecuali putih belakangnya lah. Kalau putih pun ini kena nih.
Iya, dia harus pakai baju. Dia yang bulan.
Ininya putihnya Pak.
Kena ya. Apa?
Mana?
Iya, bukan gitu. Iya. Udah kayak.
Mana? Gimana, Neng?
Klasik gitu.
Aku belum bisa. Jam 4 ya. Posisi itu dong. Ya, posisi itu.
Jangan terus.
Posisi
Kok nggak ada ini ya?
Ini nggak bisa masuk.
apa?
Iya, men.
Ini aku bawa ke sini dong.
Oh,
Mau ambil earphone juga.
Ulang.
oh, pas.
Iya, kalau
Salah nggak? Salah nggak? Dia kesini nggak? Benar.
Ini mirror nih. Mirror bukan sih?
Ah iya ini mirror.
Roman putihan sih.
Mirror.
Aja.
Ih, kameranya nipu nih. Iya. Iya loh. Putih banget Pak Nyoman.
Nah,
oh, tampak.
kanan ya tangan kanan ya Pak.
Iya, jangan grogi dong Bang.
Duh, ini gue yang bilang justru karena masa temboknya di sebelah kiri gua.
Iya.
Tembok merah tadi.
Oh iya. Yes, ma'am.
Berarti harus di broadcast nih enggak nih?
Iya ya.
Iya.
Berarti udah harus mulai sekarang dong.
Kita broadcast aja.
Ditutup memang di sebelah sana.
Ah,
Itu udah webinar
Jadi
itu
ada
broadcasting to all
ditutup dari sana
participants
juga.
kan.
Udah ada masuknya timesnya nih.
nah ini
Tami aja ya, halo Tania.
belum Pak.
Belum live.
David Saragi.
Oh, salam.
Iya belum. Jenny belum ada.
Halo Pak Iwan.
Nah ini Jenny aja. Halo. Waduh. Mainan ke
Lydia Sibuan.
langsung masuk Pak. Ini ada udah.
Konser. Konser.
Ini udah kasih. Udah. Kok nggak ada admin?
Lu nggak submit.
Kok nggak ada admin?
Hai Jini.
Hi, can you make me co-host?
Sorry?
Can you make me co-host?
Oke. Promote to panelists. There's
Yep. To
promote.
panelists. Do you see Jonathan? Wait,
Lihat.
Raymond is in. Can you make Jonathan panelist also, and also Raymond,
Jonathan Quek. Oke.
and also Rachel?
Oke. Hello Jonathan.
Hello.
Yaman, can you please promote Raymond to panelist? His name is Rachel.
Okay.
Right. Hey. Hey, Nyoman.
Hai Ray.
Selamat siang.
Hello.
Ah. Hey, can I check with you? Is how the government say the lockdown until when in Indonesia?
In Indonesia, there is no lockdown. We have only
Partial, right?
a limitation of crowd. So we call it PSBB.
Yeah.
Pelarangan serikat berkumpul dalam skala besar.
Yeah. Did
So
they
there
say
is
until
no-
when?
Sorry?
Did they say until when?
Sorry.
Did the government set a limit?
We still some area, some region, they still expanding the time. Such as Jakarta is now until last of May. Jakarta.
End of May. Okay.
End of May. Yes, and Tangerang also end of May.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Right, I see there are participants already in the call, and we're already live on YouTube. Huh?
Yes.
Right. Cool.
Nyoman, you're on mute.
Selamat sore semuanya. Terima kasih untuk Anda yang sudah meregistrasi, mendaftarkan diri. Kita sore hari ini berbicara bersama dengan beberapa pembicara kita di sore hari ini. Kami dari AsiaOne sangat berterima kasih untuk Anda yang sudah join di Zoom webinar. Kali ini kita akan membahas mengenai opportunity in crisis. Dan saya akan mengintroduce dulu beberapa narasumber kita di sore hari ini. Ada Raymond Cho, kemudian ada Jonathan Quek. Dan Raymond Cho juga sudah merupakan salah satu dari owner dari beberapa perusahaan. Dan Jonathan Quek juga akan berbagi mengenai, he's the founder. Jonathan Quek is the founder of Owner Circle. Jadi kita akan berbicara mengenai opportunity in crisis. So, saya akan menyerahkan waktu kemudian ke depan kepada Raymond Cho. Please welcome Raymond Cho.
All right. Selamat siang, everybody. Thank you so much, Nyoman. Hello again. I miss Jakarta so much. I haven't been able to be back in Jakarta for a few months already now. It's really a good opportunity. Thank you so much, and I acknowledge AsiaOne for hosting this call today, and to really share with everybody here on the call what we have been doing in the last 6 to 7 weeks. All right, so I think everybody on the call and everybody that's watching this, everybody has felt a sense of fear in the last 6 to 7 weeks. Everybody has, especially as a business owner, there's a lot of uncertainty. We don't know what is going to happen. And we all have to do something which it is something that we have never thought we have ever done before. And because of this fear, we have all had to learn some new stuff. And what are we actually doing? I know most of us here on the call, we know for a fact one thing is that we are not sitting down at home doing nothing, right? We are all trying to do something. So in the last 6 to 7 weeks, myself and my partner, Jonathan, has been working very, very hard to help other business owners, to help some of you guys in Jakarta and all over Indonesia to really see how we can take advantage of this opportunity in crisis. I personally feel that we must never, never, ever waste a good crisis, right? Every single crisis that happens in the world, I am in my 4th crisis. And I think some of you guys that I spoke to when I was in Jakarta before, I've shared some of my stories. And you guys know that this is not my first crisis. And I've faced, this is my 4th crisis. And every single crisis that we go through, there is always an opportunity that comes out from it. The most important thing to know is that we must not just sit still and just wait for things to happen. And we need to take things in our own hands and really look at what is the opportunity in crisis that's happening today. So in the last 6 to 7 weeks, Jonathan and myself, and especially Jonathan, has been going around to really go around across the region. So we have done talks like this in Malaysia, in Singapore, in Thailand, and now in Indonesia, and soon in Vietnam and also Cambodia. And we have actually seen a lot of very, very good results. So I'm really grateful for AsiaOne to host us, to share these things, share it with all the population here in Jakarta and also in Indonesia on what are the things that we can do to really take this opportunity in our own hands. We have seen that after doing some of these webinars to some of our listeners, they have actually, within 1 week, they have even managed to transact sometimes up to 300 million rupiah, right? Just in the span of 1 week after they have listened to some of the strategies and tactics that we have shared with them. So we are so grateful that they're not dying, right? And we really don't want to see that happening to everybody, because this is an economy that we all need to rely on. So before I pass it on to my partner Jonathan to take you through some of those things that we have been going through, I want to make sure that every one of you guys here are with us and are listening well, because you guys need to listen to what we have to share with you, because these are things that will help you guys go through these challenging times in crisis. So first of all, if you guys can hear me and you guys are ready to rock and listen to us, please type in the chat window there, I'm ready, right? I want you guys to engage with us and participate with us. Type in the chat window now, I am ready. I'm ready. Come. All right, awesome. Keep it coming. Yes. All right, see you guys are ready. Awesome. Keep it coming. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. All right, great. Okay. Yeah. So I know, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I know most of the time I'm the one talking to you guys in Indonesia, but I really wanted to introduce a new face to you guys, because he has been my partner for the last 3 years. And to whatever that I've been sharing with you guys in Indonesia is really the brainchild of the both of us. And what we have done or in the past is we've actually decided that in order for us to scale, my partner Jonathan would take countries like Thailand, I would take countries like Indonesia. But this is really a time that we've seen is a globalization that's coming. And no longer are we split by countries anymore. Because of the technologies with regards to Zoom calls and video calls, we are all able to do things together. And that allows us to work even faster than ever. So my partner Jonathan has been a good friend of mine also before we went into business together. He has also seen crises of his own, and because both of us together going into so many crises, we are so thankful that he has already prepared us to handle this crisis today, right? And we want to share with you all our experience to be able to help you guys here today, right? So without further ado, I'll pass you guys on to my partner Jonathan to take you guys through what is the opportunity in crisis. Over to you, John.
All right, thank you so much, Raymond. It's such a pleasure to meet you guys here on Zoom call and those guys as well on YouTube. Been talking about going to Indonesia. In fact, something interesting is my mom is an Indonesian, born in Indonesia, came to Malaysia and met my father. And I always have a very strong affection to Indonesia because the other relatives of mine, my mom's side, are all in Indonesia. Today, what I want to do is this. We have been talking about going over to Indonesia. Never expect that we could have done it so fast. And we believe that this is truly a crucial period of time for us to do this training in Indonesia with you guys here because of the entire crisis that's truly happening. Now, but what I'm going to do is this. I just want to make sure that you guys know that this is not going to be your typical webinar, because what I'm going to do is I want to make this program as interactive as possible, right? So what I'll need you guys to do is I want you guys to participate. Okay, if you guys are ready to participate and make the best of the next 1.5 hours, I want you to type on the chat type 1, okay, for me to make sure you guys are here with me. So let's make this as participative as possible. Type on the chat 1, the number 1, okay, type on the chat number 1, okay. So what I'm going to do is this, first of all, I'd like to ask you guys a question. Just like Malaysia, Indonesia is going through this, but the only difference is, unlike Malaysia, Indonesia is going through what I call a partial lockdown. Most people refuse to use the word lockdown. They call it PSBB. And as we know that in certain parts of Indonesia, including like Jakarta, we are looking at PSBB to be until 31st of May. My question for you guys right now is this. We have 50 over people in this room. How many of you think that the PSBB will extend beyond 31st of May? Okay, I'm going to run a poll right now. I'll like you guys to answer the poll. Okay, share with me. Do you think this PSBB will extend beyond 31st of May? Okay, I'm going to run a poll right now. Okay, surprisingly, the poll is not out yet. So what I'm gonna get you guys to do is this. Type on the chat, do you think that the PSBB will extend beyond 31st of May? Share with me your thoughts, yes or no? So notice, look at the answers, guys. Look at the answers. Okay, look at what everyone is thinking. I saw some no's, I saw some yes, but if you notice, out of 10, we have 9 yeses. 9 people out of 10 is saying that the PSBB will extend beyond 31st of May. And personally, in my opinion, that is this. I believe that as long as the world do not find a vaccine, we will continue to go through what we call a partial lockdown. Some countries call it a circuit breaker like Singapore. In Malaysia, we call it a restriction movement order. And if this were to continue, this also means that this crisis will continue. And just like every crisis, in the Chinese word, crisis means danger and crisis means also opportunity. Okay. Now, I want to be very realistic with you guys because I firmly believe that not everyone can afford or will be able to take advantage of this opportunity. And in my opinion, every business owner's main priority is to get out of danger. Just like what Jack Ma said. He said this, for people in business, the year 2020 is really just a year for staying alive. Don't even talk about dreams or plans. Just make sure you stay alive. If you can stay alive, then you have made a profit already. So what I'm going to do with you guys today is this. I will be very realistic. My goal number 1 is this. My first goal is to make sure I get you guys out of dangers, to make sure you are able to survive during this crisis. And then once you're able to survive, we will talk about how can you take advantage of this crisis to make sure that you will be able to become the next market leader in your industry. And that's where we'll talk about taking advantage, taking opportunity, right? So what I'm going to do to you with you guys is this. In the next 1.5 hours, I'm going to talk about how can you sell and market during coronavirus crisis and realistically make money without hiring an army of staff, without giving sleep, or even without increasing any single cent in your marketing budget. Because the inconvenient truth is this. The inconvenient truth is there's so many books that teaches you about business growth, but that during this crisis, there's little or no books that you can go to find out what can you do to make sure you can pivot your business, to make sure that you're on track. The inconvenient truth is this. Many business leaders are well equipped with businesses during good times, but they have very little experience with severe business crises like this. And this is one of the reasons why, if you look at it right now in Facebook, I'm not sure if you guys agree with me, today, Facebook Instagram is drowned with information. Everyone is doing live interviews, right? Everyone is discussing about opinion and suggestions. But how many agree that what you're truly starving for is wisdom? If you agree with this statement of mine, type there wisdom, right? If you agree that right now the social media is over flooded with information, but what you need right now is wisdom, okay? Type there wisdom. Type on the chat wisdom, okay? And this is what I'm going to do with you guys. I'm going to share with you guys in the next 1.5 hours. What I'm going to do is this. I promise you one thing is my program will not be motivational because I'm not a motivational speaker. But what my program will be all about is this. I'm going to share with you tactics and strategies. Okay. If you guys are here for tactics and strategies, type that tactics. Type that tactics. If this is why you're here for, type that tactics. Okay. And tactics is about step-by-step process about to get things done, right? And what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to spend my next 1 hour, 20 minutes to give you amazing contents. And what I'm going to do is I'll spend the last 10 minutes with an offer on how we can possibly work together. So is it okay? Is it fair for me to do that? To give you lots of good contents. And then at the end of it, I'll make sure that you guys will get amazing offer as well, right? Is it fair for me to do so? If this is a fair thing for me to do, please type there fair, F-A-I-R, right? If you think that it's a good idea for me to give you 90% of amazing contents and spend the last 10 minutes sharing with you and offer how we can possibly work together, please type there fair, right? Cool, amazing. Okay, good, good. Now, my humble truth is this. I was never meant to do this. I was never meant to create a crisis innovation strategy workshop. The reason why I did it was when the crisis took place, I have a group of entrepreneurs, 200 plus of them, under the care of Raymond and myself in Malaysia. And when this crisis took place, everyone came to us and they needed a direction. And one thing I felt that while everyone is looking at danger, the reason why people will feel danger is because of this. I'd like to show you the next slide. Now, the crisis took place in Malaysia on March, and I know that it's happened almost the same time in Jakarta, in the entire Indonesia in March as well. Okay, and at this point of time, we do not know how long this will last. Experts are predicting a 6 to 18 months. Some are even predicting 2 years. And what's going to happen is this. What's going to happen is right now you'll notice there's 3 types of leaders, 3 types of CEOs. Okay. The first type of CEOs are those what I call the fear-focused CEOs. And the fear-focused leaders is this. They, at this point of time, they will ask, no, why is this happening? They will focus on panic. They will be very anxious. And if you're what I call a fear-focused CEO, what will happen is this. It's just a matter of time, you will be fried. Okay, you'll be out of business. And what will happen is you probably got to go out there and look for what's next. Okay. Now, at the same time, they are what we call the unfocused CEO. Unfocused CEOs are those who do not really have a very clear strategy. What they do is they look around, look at what's available. They don't know what's next, and they have no intention to go and focus on what is the best strategies and tactics to do next. So what's going to happen is this. If you are what I call an unfocused CEO, it's just a matter of time for you to fall, because you may be motivated right now, but motivation can only bring you to a certain extent, right? It's just a matter of time you might fall. Now, the third type of CEOs, the third type of leaders is this. They are what I call the strategy-focused leaders. A strategy-focused leader, a strategy-focused CEO or a leader is one who, at this point of time, they will study countries like Taiwan. They want to know why is it that a country that is so near to China, yet have the lowest rate of people being affected with coronavirus. They are the guys who will be studying companies like Disney, or they are the ones who studying companies like Airbnb. How is it possible that they were born in times of recession and became one of the largest companies in what they do? So strategy-focused leaders are those who recognize that this situation that we are in right now is what I call a reset button. Okay, a reset button because many big companies are going to fall. And this means that you, if you're running a small to medium-sized business, this is your opportunity to become the next giant in your industry. So as a strategy-focused leader, your job is now to realize that you want to focus on this period of time to build the foundation during this reset button. You want to be able to make sure you are able to preserve your business, pivot your business, and create massive profits so that you can position yourself to propel and to prosper after this crisis. So while others are going to be fright and fall, you are going to fly, right? So what we have the luxury, you don't want to be a fear-focused leader. You don't want to be an unfocused leader. Your role today is this. You want to be able to be what I call a strategy-focused leader. Now, if you guys are excited to be a strategy-focused leader, type that strategy. Type on the chat strategy, okay? And when I shared this with my members in Malaysia, I did a training for them. Not only in Malaysia, we also did it in Thailand. What happened was we started to see amazing results. We started to see companies turning around the situation, right? Companies making money, companies pivoting, reinventing, repurposing. Some of them had to rebuild, but all of them started to realistically make money, right? And what I'm showing you on this slide are only some of the companies who went through our training. And to me, this was more than just money. This was one of the most amazing testimonials I received. Now, how many agree that during this period of time, while most of you are at home, very often we are at home with our families, but emotions, we are not there, right? We are there physically, but we are not there emotionally. What I believe this is the best thing about this training is it allows you to now not only be able to there physically, it allows you to have a clear mind so that you can be there for your family who needs you at this point of time, right? So what's going to happen is this. My job in the next 1 hour plus is to make sure that we are able to build this tribe together, the tribe of strategy-focused leaders. And this is going to be the next generation market leaders, right? If you guys are excited and you guys are ready, type there excited, okay? If you guys are excited, type there excited, okay? And then we are ready to go, okay? If you guys are excited, type there excited and we are ready to go. Right. Okay, now, let me ask you guys a question. If let's say your car is about to get into an accident, what do you think you need to do? Okay, type on the chat right now. If your car is about to get into an accident, what do you think you need to do? Okay, imagine you're driving your car, an accident is coming, right? What do you need to do? What is the first thing? What is the most logical thing you need to do? Yes, hit the brake. Yes, thank you so much. Now, I firmly believe at this point of time in the crisis innovation strategy, there's 3 things you need to do. And the first thing is what I call your brake. And your brakes are what I call making sure you will do whatever it takes to make sure your business is still alive, right? And that means preserving your business. And there is 2 strategies to preserving your business. The first strategy depends on if your cash flow is low. What you want to do is you will do 3 things. The first thing you want to do is you want to innovate like crazy, right? At this point of time, if you don't have much cash in the bank, you got to sell whatever it takes to make sure you bring the cash in, right? Even though it doesn't relate to your brand equity, if your cash is low, you just got to sell, right? The next thing is this. You got to learn to let go. Because at this point of time, if you are constantly looking to pivot, however, your staff cannot pivot accordingly with you, what you need to do is you got to learn to let go. There are certain situations which you need to let go of certain businesses. Sometimes you got to learn to let go of certain stuff. This is what you need to do right now. And the third thing is this. You got to access to loans. Okay. At this point of time, while interest rate is relatively low, what you want to do is you make sure that you have enough cash with you. You want to make sure you have enough bullets with you so that you are able to fight the battle. Okay. Now, assuming if your cash reserve is high, then there's 3 things that you need to do. The first thing you want to do is you want to be able to market like crazy. Consumption on social media is all-time high. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you're constantly in your customer's face and you want to make sure that they know you. You want to be able to sell them. And not only that, you want to be able to educate them as well. Okay. Next thing is you want to learn to acquire. Okay. And when it comes to acquisition, acquiring, it means two things. Number one, you want to look into acquiring talents, okay? Manpower, people who you always wanted to hire, but right now, because they have lost their job, this is the time when you will go out there and talk to them, okay? At the same time, you also want to look into acquiring businesses, because at this point of time, there will be lots of businesses out there that cannot tahan, right? In bahasa Indonesia, we say tak boleh tahan, right? And what you want to do is you want to look into acquiring these businesses. And number three is you want to access to cheap loans. Okay. At this point of time, because the interest rate is low, even though you have cash, my suggestion is still go out there and access to these loans. So I've created a checklist called the cash flow management checklist. And this is a checklist where I look into the 12 things that every businesses must have in order for them to be able to make sure they preserve their business in this crisis. Now, once you're able to preserve your business, what do? You want to look into pivoting, right? So once you're able to break, you want to make sure you want to move your steering wheel so that you can move to the other side. So what you want to do is, this is the time for you to pivot. And what I'm going to share with you guys is a framework that I've learned from a trainer who trains trainer, and then I use this and I innovated it according to the usage for small, medium businesses. And what I'm going to share with you guys is this framework right now. Okay. Now, at this point of time, if you really think about it, in order for you to bring in money, you need to focus on three things. That's all. Just think of these three things. Okay. Tweak it. And then what will happen is you'll be able to make sure you'll be able to bring the money in. Okay. Now, the current frame of mind that you want to look at is this. In order for you to bring cash, number one is you got to be able to attract customers. And this is marketing strategies. Number two, if you're able to attract, next thing is you want to be able to convert. Okay. And convert means you want to be able to turn prospects to customers. Okay. And the third thing is this. You want to be able to deliver, because after they buy from you, you want to be able to deliver the products or service. Now, what is happening right now is this. The market is extremely fearful. So what is happening is this. Whatever you have been promoting on social media or your marketing strategies, what you've been promoting for years, right now is completely irrelevant and is completely ignored. And whatever products that you're trying to sell, it is hard to sell. The reason is this, is because it's no longer a need to have. Today, it has become a nice to have. And lastly, the way you've been delivering, if you have been delivering a physical experience, today, this is impossible because of social distancing. So what you need to do is this. You need to recognize that at this point of time, when there's so much fear in the market, what is happening is this. Emotions are high and logic is low. And when that is happening, what the market truly needs is a thought leader who can come in to instill confidence in the market. And you want to be the thought leader. Okay, you want to be the one who's coming in to create a message that is compelling and followed. And what you want to do is you also want to look into the service and the product offering that you have. How can you turn it into what I call a need to have? And lastly, okay, the way you deliver has to be virtual because of social distancing. So what you need to do as a thought leader is you want to be able to stop becoming a consumer of content and start being a creator of content. You want to stop whatever message that you've been promoting, and then you want to start contextualizing to the current situation that your market is in right now. You also want to stop being a product-focused entrepreneur. You want to ask yourself, what is it that your market needs right now? Because if you can give your market what they want, they will give you what you need. Okay, so you want to ask yourself, at this point of time, what is the results that your market need right now? Okay, and then for delivery, you want to focus on two things. You want to not only be able to create content, you also want to start to be able to create context. This is the time when you want to create profitable partnerships. Okay, look for partners that you can work with to create a certain offering to your customers. Now, if you truly understand this, okay, then you'll be able to work on what I call the crisis innovation canvas. Now, for all of you who is in Zoom call right now, you will be already be given this canvas. And I'll share with you how do you work on this canvas. Okay, and I will show you case study as well of businesses that has went through our training in Malaysia. Now, I'll give you a case study. This is a restaurant that sells meat, right? They sell this flaming stick. And what they do is, if you go to their restaurant, they will bring the meat in front of you, they will flame the meat, boom, and then there's fire, and then they'll serve it in front of you, and then you enjoy the stick in the restaurant. But at this point of time, when people can no longer go to her restaurant, what can she do? So the owner of this restaurant attended my training, used this canvas, understood entirely the entire framework that I talked about, and then she started working on this. Now, her goal was this, to move customers from feeling bored to starting to enjoy food. So the message that she was talking about, flaming meat, the stick on fire, the way to eat it was to eat it in a restaurant. Today, everything is completely irrelevant. So what can she do now? So she has innovated, she has pivoted. Today, what she does is this. She creates a new message. She creates a new product offering. The product is called the crackling siu yok, right? Which is the crispy skin roast pork belly. And what she will do is this. She will start to make videos. She will do Facebook Live. And then I'll give you an example of what she did. If you watch her Facebook Live, you'll see this. You'll see her poking needles into a meat. And because this meat is so fresh, right, it looks like someone's back. And then people start to comment, why are you poking needle into this person? And then when she brings away the camera, people will notice that, hey, that's not a person, that's a meat. And then people start commenting, why are you poking needles into this pork? And then what she will say is this, she will start to share her story. She will share that when you poke needles into this pork, the skin will be crispier. And then she will show the entire process of her cooking this pork, and people enjoy the entire process. And what she will then do is this. She will then start to create videos of her cutting the meat. Okay, and then you will see this on her Facebook. You will see her saying this, hey guys, turn on the sound and listen to how crispy the skin of this siu yok is. So for most people who are browsing through social media, suddenly they will see her say, turn on the sound, and people get curious and people turn on the sound, and then they will hear this sound of her cutting the meat, crack, 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 because it's so crispy, you can hear the sound crackling, crack, crack. And then she will open the big piece of meat and she'll show it to the screen, and people will love it, and people want a piece of that meat. So what she will then do is she will say, hey, if you like what you're seeing, order this piece of meat right now. It's called the siu yok. And what you can do is you can click on the link and then you can buy it. Okay. And this idea that she had has helped her to increase her sales by 12 times. Okay. By 12 times since the day the crisis took place until last week, I spoke to her, her sales has gone up 12 times, right? 12 times a day. Okay. So what you guys need to do right now is this. You need to pivot not only your product offering, you also need to pivot your marketing message, right? Now, if you're learning something so far, type there love, right? If you're learning something so far, type there love, right? If you love what you're learning here right now, right? If you are learning something so far, type there love. Okay, I will share with you more case studies. Okay, give you more case study. This is another student of mine. She runs a organic food business. And what they do is they supply organic food to supermarkets. So what she did was she took whatever training I shared, brought her team members to my training, and then all of them started working on this canvas. Okay. So some of them, their goal was to convert fear to needs. Some of them was to focus on fear to confidence. Okay. Some of them was to focus on offline to online marketing, and everyone started contributing ideas. And what happened was this. She then took all these ideas and then she started to change her marketing message. She started to change the way she delivered to a customer. This is her own message. She was focusing on affordability and reliability. And today, this is her focus. Her focus is boosting immune system. Okay, this is her latest message. Her message is called Lockdown with a Fun and Healthy Lifestyle. right? As you can see over here, fart more, shit more, pee more. And people saw it, people love it, people started sharing. Okay. And right now, their business has been doing quite well. Okay, quite well. They no longer have a sales problem, but they have an operational problem. Okay. So this is another case study of another entrepreneur who used this tool, got her team members to work on it, and they managed to pivot. Okay. I'll share with you another case study. Another case study is a gym. Now, at this point of time, when a gym is focused on personal training, how can they possibly pivot and make money? Okay, so I'd like to share this case study with you. This student of mine took my tool and went to consult his clients, which is gym owners. And what they did was they managed to pivot. They started to create a campaign called Fight COVID-19 Fitness Challenge. And right now what they do is they will bring all their customers, they go to a Facebook group, and they will exercise every single day on Zoom. And then they will all share their results on the Facebook group, and they'll motivate each other. And not only now they're making money from this membership, they also created a partnership with restaurants, okay? Because there are restaurants around who do not have business. So they went to all these restaurants and said, we have this customer base. Can you cook certain food and serve it to our customer? And they do a profit sharing model, okay? So the business model has evolved. So if you guys are learning you are learning something over here, for you guys who have not downloaded the canvas yet, you can scan the QR code and then you can download this canvas, right? Are you guys learning something so far? If you are learning something so far, I will type there learning, okay? If you think that this is useful for you, type there learning, okay? And I'll share more with you. Okay, at this point of time, I firmly believe there is a lot of ideas that every entrepreneur can do, okay? And these are some of the ideas I'd like to share with you. How can you possibly pivot? Now, the first strategy is called selling related medical products. Give you an example. Louis Vuitton done this. Louis Vuitton has started manufacturing face masks and sanitizers for France. This is a company in UK. They sell beer. And at this point of time, they started creating hand wraps in the shape of beer bottle. Okay. So what they have done is they went into medical products. So if your brand is a very significant brand, okay, very strong brand, and your customers love your brand very much, this is an idea you wish you can explore. Now, the second strategy is called innovating around needs. Innovating around needs means you look at what is the need in the market right now, and then you reinvent your products and services according to the need. So I will give you an example. This is a company in Malaysia. They do body checkup, but right now they've created COVID-19 test kit. Okay, so they know that right now people can't go to their clinic for body checkup. So they created this test kit to serve the market. Another good friend of mine, what he has done was this. He sells bubble tea. But what he has done today is he has reinvented the way he serves bubble tea. What he will do is he will do Facebook Live. Okay, he will share with people how do you create your own bubble tea, and then he will sell the bubble tea kit, right? To do it yourself at home. Now, this is Raymond's company. Raymond company is a cloud consulting company. It's an IT consulting company. What they have done today is this. They have created a new service called Work From Home. Okay, this is a company in Malaysia. What they do is they do funerals. They do anything that related to dead people. Right now, they have also created the online Qingming Festival. This is a festival where most Chinese will have to go through every single year to remember their ancestors. So right now, while most people can't go to the place where the dead people are being kept, so what they have do is they've created an online ceremony for this. Okay, this is a company in Thailand. What they have done was this. They used to sell perfume. But right now, because people hardly go out, people hardly use perfume, what they've created is the perfume hand spray. 75% alcohol, okay? And then what they have pivoted is they reinvented this product and they created a new offer where on the right, as you can see over here, this means that if you go to their website and you can show them that you have loss of income, okay, or you have reduction of income, okay, your income has dropped, you can also sign up to become their agents to sell their product. So they innovate around the needs of the market. I'll share with you another case study. This is a hotel in Thailand called Movenpick. Right now, what they have done is this. They've partnered with Bangkok Hospital to provide a 14 days quarantine service. Okay. This is Bread Talk of Singapore. They have created this bread, right? This is the toilet paper bread. Now I will show you, this is a student of mine in Malaysia. They are very famous for selling this cendol in Malaysia. I know you have cendol in Indonesia as well, but the Malaysian cendol is a bit different. So after my training, what have they done? They have created their own cendol kit, right? Where now families can buy this kit, bring it home, do it together with your kids, and then you guys have fun, and then you guys get to enjoy the cendol together as well. Okay, this entire idea was innovated during my workshop, during my 3 days workshop. I'll show you another case study. This is a student of mine in Thailand, 2.6 million followers on Facebook. The whole business model has evolved. And after attending my training, they created a set of educational products and they started marketing to their database. Okay, so over here, they started to make around 100,000 Thai baht, which is around 35 million rupiah. Okay. Now, this is another student of mine who has attended my training. They are events company. Now, for events company, Malaysia government has said that in the next 6 months, you are not allowed to hold any events, large gatherings. So what can they do? They attended my workshop, and then what happened was they managed to innovate. They managed to bring in 45 million rupiah in 3 days. What did they do? They created the Malaysia's first ever virtual AGM, right? AGM means annual general meeting. So for all listed companies, they need to run annual general meeting. They created the first ever virtual AGM for listed companies. Okay, and with that, now they are on course to conquer this entire market. This is one classic case study where they managed to turn this crisis into one of the biggest opportunity in their lifetime, right? If you guys want to turn this crisis into one of the biggest opportunity in this lifetime, type there 7. Type there 7, right? Now, the third strategy is called give back campaigns. And give back campaigns means this. It means that you want to look into how can you possibly create a charity campaign to help others, okay, at this point of time. And at the same time, you want to create PR value for your own business. So these are some of my students who have done that, right? They have created a lot of charity campaigns at this point of time. Now, the fourth strategy is called cash flow first. Cash flow first means you sell vouchers. You sell vouchers at a huge discount, okay? And make sure that customers can buy from you first, and then they use this voucher later. This strategy allows you to bring in the cash first. Now, the fifth strategy is called newsjacking. Newsjacking means you look at whatever news available in the market, and then you want to hijack the news and use it to create more media for yourself. Okay, so this is an example of McDonald's. They hijack the fact that people can't work together, right? There need to be a social distancing. So they managed to hijack this idea and they created this logo, right? The McDonald's logo, the golden arch, and then they distance their logo, right? So this became very viral on social media. Now, I'm sure you heard of Tony Fernandez of AirAsia. Okay, he also created a news, now nobody can fly. Okay, and people love this idea and people started sharing about it. Now, the sixth idea is called spotting new needs. Spotting new needs means this. You want to look at what are the new needs in the market. Okay, it may not be your current customers, but some other market. And what you want to do is you want to use your existing strength to go and capture that market, to go and serve that market. Let me give you an example. This is happening in Thailand, where 30 tuk-tuk drivers came together and then they created a new service for delivery called Tuk-Tuk X. Okay, so 30 of them creating profitable partnership to go and play in the new market. Another case study, this is a Malaysian company. What they do is they are cyber cafe. At this point of time, when people can no longer go to cyber cafes, what do? They start renting their equipments where you can rent and then you can bring back home and then you pay every 2 weeks. Okay. Now, this is one of my students who have attended my training. He was invested by Tony Fernandez of Asia. What do? A, B, and B business. So very similar to hotels. They were trying to disrupt hotels, but at this point of time, everyone in home sharing or hotels, everyone is affected. So what did they do? They managed to, after they attended the training on day 2 itself, they pivoted. What did they do? Okay, they turned all their cleaners into another company. They started a new company called Protect Plus, and they went on to provide free sanitization, and then they started to make money from disinfection. Okay, so this is a classic case study of a student of mine who came over, repurposed his business, spotted a new need, and then managed to make amazing money. He saw an amazing opportunity here, right? So I've shared with you 6 different strategies. My questions for you right now is this: which is your favorite strategy? Okay, there's 6 of them. Which is your favorite strategy? I'm going to run a poll right now, and I'd like you guys to click on the poll and share with me, which is your favorite strategy? Okay, A, B, C, D, E, or F. Okay. Okay. Seems like the poll is not coming up. Seems like the poll is not coming up. If the poll is not coming up, share with me on the chat, which is your favorite strategy? A, B, C, D, E, or F? Okay. Okay, most of you have chose B. Okay, from what I see here, most of you have chose B. In fact, in my opinion, the 2 best ones will be B and F. Okay, B and F. Okay, I also saw that many of you chose D. Now, I'd like to share with you my opinion later on about D. Okay, so thank you guys so much for participating. Now, what's next is, after you're able to understand where you want to pivot, you need to have what I call the pivot to profit plan. And this is a plan that I share in my more advanced training program, in my 3 days program, where I share with you, now that you know where you want to go, how do you build a business model to profit from that business, right? So I've shared with you preserve, I've shared with you pivot. Next thing is this: when you're going through an accident, once you're able to brake, once you're able to move your steering wheel, and then you're able to move to the right direction, what is the next thing you need to do? Type on the chat right now. Okay. Once you're able to turn to the right direction, what do you need to do? What do you need to do? Type on the chat right now. Okay, guys, type on the chat right now. If you're able to avoid an accident, turn to the right direction, what is the next thing you need to do? Okay, the roads now is empty. What do you do? Okay, you want to make sure you want to accelerate. Am I right? You want to move on. Exactly. So the third strategy you need to do in the crisis innovation strategy is this: you want to make sure you're able to accelerate and profit. Now, however, many businesses are not able to make money. They are not able to sell during this crisis. And the reason is this: is because in the past, business as usual is what I call relationship selling. When you meet a customer, you meet them face to face, but you try to sell your personality, you try to make friends first. And then what happened is, sometimes customers buy because of relationship, because they love your personality. But today, in a time of social distancing, when you can no longer sell relationship, what do? This is the time I believe everyone needs to be able to acquire the skill of presentation selling. I firmly believe during this period of time, the ones who can make a lot of money in their business are those who have what I call a sales process, a step-by-step sales process that is replicable, duplicable, and predictable. Okay. Now, what is happening right now for most people is this. They do not understand how to do presentation selling. And in my more advanced program, what I do in my 3 days program is I go through an entire full day program to share with you the 18 steps of how can you do presentation selling. Okay. And this is very important. Why? Because if you really think about it, in the past, in relationship selling, this model is good, but it is not scalable. Today, if you're able to build a sales process, this is a sales system that can work with or without you because this is running online. So this is a more scalable model, which will allow you to reach to more people with the least effort. Okay. So what you want to do right now is this. You want to use this opportunity during this crisis to be able to build a presentation selling system, right? So what you also need to do is this. How to increase sales is you can do what I call the voucher selling. You can do what I call PT selling, right? Give massive discounts, sell vouchers. But personally, this is not my choice. Okay, my choice is this. I like to create what I call an online to offline sales strategy. I take this opportunity to help many businesses out there to create a profitable presentation system so that you'll be able to generate cash flow during this lockdown, okay, during PPSB. And you want to bear in mind is this. You want to bear in mind that even after you open shop, chances are people still do not dare to come. So you need to have a strategy that will be able to generate cash flow during this PPSB and also after this lockdown, right? So what I'll be sharing during my more advanced training program is this. I call it the profitable presentation system, an 18-step process that will make sure that you are able to create a scalable and predictable system, right? That will be able to generate cash flow not only now, but also ensure that your customers will come back after this lockdown. So just question, just by some of these strategies and tactics that you have learned today, how many of you feel that you'll be able to increase your income by at least 30%? Okay, share on the chat right now. How many agree that with what you have learned, right, you'll be able to increase your income by 30%? Type yes or no, right? Type on the chat right now, yes or no. Type on the chat right now, yes or no, so that I know where you guys are. Okay, so I have some yes, some no. But so far, around 70 to 80% of you are saying yes. Okay. Oh, okay. I have the vote right now with the things that you have learned so far. Okay. Now you can vote. You can vote. All right. Once you're done voting, we will share the voting results. Apakah anda berfikir salah satu dari strategi dan taktik hari ini boleh membantu anda meningkat pendapatan sebanyak 30%? Okay. So once you're done, okay, let's share the results of the vote. Okay. So we have around 50 people in the room, or we have 60 people in the room, and around 67% of you said yes. Okay, so 2/3 of you said yes, and then 1/3 of you said no. Okay, so for those who said yes, I congratulate you, and I'm very happy for you guys. I'd like you guys to remember this. Having ideas alone is not enough. You need to take massive action, right? You need to make sure these ideas work. And then I hope to hear from you guys as well. How are you going to do? What are you guys doing with these ideas, right? And for those who said no, if you feel that you need more help, I'd like to share with you also an opportunity of how we can possibly work together, right? And even for those who said yes, if you feel like, hey, we have only spent 1 hour, together, right? You have really gained so much ideas, so much different perspective and insights, right? And you feel like you want to be able to work closely together, I'd like to share with you an offer of how you can do that. right? So is it okay if I spend the last 10 minutes to share with you, okay, a opportunity of how we can possibly work closer together? Is it okay to do that? Right? If you guys are good with that, type there okay, right? And I'll share with you guys an offer of how we can possibly work together closer in time to come, right? Okay, if you guys are good with that, type there okay, right? And tell me you guys are good with that. Okay, very good. Now, as what Raymond has shared, I've conducted a 3 days program in Malaysia. I've conducted this program also in Thailand. This program is called the Crisis Innovation Strategy Masterclass. And as we mentioned that we have run it in Malaysia, we have run it in Thailand, and together with AsiaOne, we are looking to bring this to Indonesia, right? And the goal for everyone who attend this program is this. Our promise is this. Our promise, not only myself, I'll be having Raymond to conduct this session together with me. And our promise is to make sure that after attending this program, you'll be able to see the opportunities in this crisis. If you want to see amazing opportunity in this crisis, type there yes. Okay. If you want to see amazing opportunities in this crisis while people are seeing danger, type there yes. Okay. If opportunities is what you want, type there yes. Now, if you belong to any one of this category, okay, you need this. If you are in retail, F&B, events, tourism, leisure, aviation, logistics, media, hospitality, real estate, manufacturing, financial services, education, consultancy, oil and gas. Guys, I hope that you really come, because at this point of time, I know that it's not easy to be running your business right now. You need this. And if you belong to any one of this category, like medical supply, food processing, healthcare, ICT, e-commerce, or even agriculture, okay, you should be doing quite well right now. You will want to come over, because this is the time where you, if you're already doing well, you'll be able to do even better after this training. Okay. Now, some of the business owners who have attended our training in Malaysia are these brands. Okay. I know some of them are international brands. Okay. The guys who have attended are the ones who own the Malaysian franchise. They own the Malaysian brand. Okay. You probably know some of them. Okay. So these are the guys who have attended our training in Malaysia so far. And in this training, what will happen is this. Number one, we will talk about how can you preserve your business. I will share with you after that, how do you pivot? And lastly, how do you profit? And when it comes to preserving your business, I will go through with you day one, how to make sure that your business is leak proof, how to make sure that your business will not continue to lose money. We will look into your cash flow, and I will give you the 12 steps. I'll give you my cash flow management checklist to make sure you know what to do, to make sure you can watch out of your cash flow. Okay. Once that part is done, then I will share with you how do you turn this crisis into your biggest opportunity. I will share with you how do you pivot, where to pivot. And by the end of my session, you'll be so clear because you know now exactly what you need to do. Okay. The biggest problem in many people right now is this. They have too many options. Everything also can do. But after my session, you'll be very clear what is that road that you want to take. Okay. That strategy that you want to work on. And then after you're able to do that, you want to realize that when you go online, in today's market is overcrowded. Okay. The market has become more competitive. So I'll share with you a very simple process of how do you stand out and attract more customers in this overcrowded online space. And once we are able to do that, once you are able to not only be a normal company, but to be an outstanding business, what you want to do next is this. You want to be able to systemize your sales process. I will give you my sales process, the 18 steps that will allow you to build a systemized and scalable sales process, right? And not only that, I will share with you how can you design your sales offer to make sure your customers will come back again and again and again. Because the fact is this, we don't know how long this crisis will last. So you want to make sure you're able to create a sales process to make sure your customers is constantly coming back during this period of time. If you want your customers to come back again and again and again, if you want to increase your sales, type there on the chat sales, okay? Type there on the chat sales, okay? because this is the guarantee that we have for everyone who attend our training, right? Who have attended this 3 days program. Now, these 3 days, we are going to have it for Indonesia on the 2nd to 4th of June. Okay, it will be 9 to 12 p.m., 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Jakarta time. Okay, and the value of this program is easily 3 million rupiah. Okay, and this is what we charge in Malaysia as well. Around, if I convert it to Indonesian rupiah, it's around 3 million rupiah. Okay, not only be able to access this live virtual training. Now, bear in mind this is a live virtual training where we'll be conducting this training with you. You'll be able to ask us questions. And if after the training, you are not very sure, we will also give you what we call our video training, which means you'll be able to log online, go to this online system and watch back whatever you have learned. Okay, you have a 1-year access to this entire training. Okay, after that 3 days live. And what will happen as well is this: during these 3 days, I'll be giving you all these tools. And all these tools has taken us a month plus to really test it out on many businesses. And this all has guaranteed us results. The value of these tools will be easily 35 million rupiah. Okay. And you guys will have access to all this blueprint. Now, we also thought about it. At this point of time, there's so much information online. But what is most important is this. What is most important is taking action. If you guys agree that taking action on the right strategy is the most important thing, type that action. Okay? Because this is what this program is all about. It's all about taking action. Okay? During these 3 days, you'll be taking action to work on your strategy. And after these 3 days, you will be a part of what we call the 35 million challenge. Now, the 35 million challenge is a program that all my students, after these 3 days, they will enroll into this 10 days challenge to make their first 35 million rupiah. Okay. In Malaysia, it's around 10,000 ringgit, right? In Thailand, it's around 100,000 baht. But in rupiah, it will be 35 million. Okay. In fact, a lot of my students who have attended my training, they have made back more than 35 million rupiah. I will give you some case studies. This, okay, some of these students of mine, this lady, she organizes F&B awards. But right now, when you can't even organize any events, what can you do? Okay, in span of 2 days, she made 35 million rupiah. Okay, that is her results. Another student of mine, video production company, how much did they make? 287 million in 2 days. Okay, not even 10 days, they made it in 2 days, right? Just based on one idea that they have got in this training. Now, how many of you agree that actually in your business, all you need is just one idea? You get the idea right. If you take massive action, you'll make a lot of money. If you agree with that, type there, agree. Okay. If you agree that all you need is that one idea, type there, agree. Okay. And these guys, they have got their one idea doing this training. Give you another case study. English Center. English Center, while students can't go to school, this guy, just based on one idea, managed to bring in 1 billion rupiah. Okay. And this is check. This is not even an order. Okay. This is a real check that they've collected money. Okay. And so far, the record has been this lady, real estate developer, 76 billion, okay, rupiah in 2 days. Okay. This is from Thailand. Now, how many agree that having a group of like-minded individuals working together during this crisis is very important? Okay. If you agree that you need a group of like-minded friends who can constantly push each other, okay, and that is how you can push yourself as well. If you agree with that, type there, agree. Okay, type on the chat, agree. Because this is what this is all about. This is more than just a 3 days training. This is also a support group. And we will, by being a part of this training, I'll also give you access to this support group. And this support group are people, when they have any question, post in this WhatsApp group. We will create a WhatsApp group for all of us. Any one of you got any questions, post it over there. I will be there to coach you guys as well. There will be a peer-to-peer coaching as well. The goal is this, to make sure you guys take action, okay, on the right strategies. And sometimes you may not be very sure. You can also type in this group, okay, and we'll be able to support each other. Okay. Now, how much is the value of this? I don't know how much I can put here because, in my opinion, this value is priceless. Okay, so if not only that, you have access to other trainings that I'm conducted. I've invited many experts to be a part of my community, and I'll give you access to all these different videos as well. Okay, these videos, some of them has cost me just one interview itself. I've not paid physically, but one of them, they easily cost around 50 million rupiah, just a one-on-one consultation. Okay, and that's one of them. And we have few of them who are at that level. So you have access to this interview as well. So what is this all about? This is about giving you tools, the right tools to stay focused during this crisis. And then the right training to provide you the guidance, to tell you where to move. And the most important thing is you'll be able to be a part of a tribe, a group of people who are going to be the next market leaders of your industry. Not only in Indonesia, right? You'll be able to access the group in Malaysia and also in Thailand. So the Leading in Crisis program is the Crisis Innovation Strategy, the 3 days virtual event, which is valued at 3 million rupiah. You have access to the virtual trainings that we have conducted. You get access to all these videos. These will be easily valued at around 17 million rupiah. You have all the tools, which will be valued at around 35 million rupiah. You have access to the support group, right? I think this is priceless. This is the 35 million the 35 million challenge, right? Can't put a price there. That value there is priceless. If I to put all the value together, it will be easily 54 million rupiah, right? However, for you guys who are here today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make you guys a very special offer, right? For everyone who signs up for this 3 days virtual event, you'll get this for free, you get the tools for free, and then of course the other two, you'll be able to access it for free. Okay, now what is this all about? This is about you being a part of a strategy-focused leader group who will be focusing on becoming the next market leaders for your industry, right? During this period of time, let's build the foundation together so that after this crisis, every one of us will have what it takes to be the leader of our industry, okay? And this will be the first group in Indonesia. And what I'm gonna do right now is this. I'm gonna make you guys another very special offer, right? As I've spoken to AsiaOne, this is the first time we are doing it in Indonesia. For the first 20 who signs up, right? Contact AsiaOne, the first 20, talk to them, right? The first 20, you'll get a 50% off. So what's gonna happen is this, okay? What's gonna happen is if you enroll today, you get access to the 3 days live virtual training, you get access to the recorded trainings, you get access to all these tools, the weekly trainings, being a part of the WhatsApp group, right? Whatever people are investing for 3 million rupiah, first 20, you'll be able to access it for only 1.5 million rupiah, right? So I hope you have gained a lot of value from today's training. And I hope that I'll be able to see you there doing that 3 days live virtual training, right? Together with AsiaOne, together with Raymond. Thank you guys so much. It's been such a pleasure to serve every one of you. For those who are interested, what you want to do is you'll go into the chat right now, contact AsiaOne, and then for those on YouTube, go to AsiaOne's Instagram and you want to DM them, right? Direct message them, right? So thank you guys so much. Such a pleasure to talk to you guys in Indonesia for the very first time. I hope that this is not going to be the last. This will be definitely a first of many to come, right? Stay safe, stay strong, business leaders. I look forward to see you again. Pass the stage back to you, Raymond.
All right. Thank you so much, John. Yeah, so I hope that you guys got some ideas and got some inspiration from that 1 hour. We are going to be, we hope to see you guys in this. This thing that we are doing really has changed a lot of people's lives, changed a lot of business owners' lives as well. While a lot of them are going through pain and suffering, many of them are actually thriving and doing well in this time of crisis, right? So really, we can't do this for everybody because time is also very difficult for us. But we wanted to do this at least in an online way so that you guys can become one of the first few entrepreneurs in Indonesia to be able to thrive and do well in this crisis. Okay, so I'm going to pass you back to Pak Nyoman now, and then we will basically see you guys very soon. So both of us, myself and John, will be there with you guys if you guys sign up. All right, so Pak Nyoman, back to you.
Okay, thank you Jonathan, thank you also to Raymond. Terima kasih juga untuk Anda yang sudah hadir di Zoom webinar kali ini. Sorry, saya harus mungkin yes. Oke. Ya, untuk Anda yang sudah dijelaskan tadi oleh Jonathan untuk Crisis Innovation Strategy yang akan berlangsung di tanggal 2 hingga 4 Juni 2020 ini, Anda bisa mendaftar melalui Instagram. Anda bisa direct message ke AsiaOne IG, AsiaOne IG. So silakan Anda direct message ke kami atau melalui nomor WhatsApp seperti yang mungkin Anda bisa lihat di kolom chat di nomor teleponnya 087740204111. Ya, akan banyak sekali yang dibahas dari Zoom webinar di tanggal 2 hingga 4 Juni 2020 mendatang. Oke, kesempatan masih terbuka, khusus 20 packs pendaftar pertama akan mendapatkan potongan harga yang lumayan besar, 1,5 juta, jadi Anda bisa mendaftarkan langsung. Kita masih menunggu. Oke, mungkin itu yang bisa kita lakukan di sore hari ini. How about it, Raymond? Is there any closing statement from you?
No, I just want everybody to be able to stay safe. Like I said, I miss Jakarta. I miss all of you guys so much. I really hope that this is all over so that we can come physically to see you guys. I might not be able to come and hug you guys at this point of time, but really, really miss Jakarta a lot. And every time I'm there, you guys always show me a lot of love and always make me feel like I'm one of you guys, one of the Indonesians as well. So I really hope that we both see you guys very, very soon. And if not, come join us in the online training, and we will try our very, very best to change your lives. Yeah. So thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, Jonathan. Hope to see you very soon. So untuk Anda yang menyaksikan di webinar kali ini, jangan lupa untuk segera mendaftar karena 20 packs pendaftar pertama akan mendapatkan potongan harga yang cukup banyak. So tunggu apa lagi? Segera DM kami melalui Instagram @AsiaOne IG atau melalui nomor telepon yang sudah saya sampaikan tadi di 087740204111. Oke. Terima kasih untuk Anda semua. Oh ya, di waktu mendatang kami juga akan terus melakukan Zoom webinar ataupun juga melalui Instagram. So stay tune di sosial media kami di AsiaOne IG. Dan informasi-informasi mengenai seminar ataupun Zoom webinar akan kami sampaikan juga melalui sosial media kami tersebut. Terima kasih untuk Anda semua. Sampai berjumpa di lain kesempatan. See you, Raymond. See you, Jonathan. Bye.
See you. Terima kasih.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.